And back here at home, for hundreds of Idahoans, specialty courts offer treatment instead of time behind bars. But looming state budget cuts could threaten the future of those programs. Aspen Shumpert joins us in studio. And Aspen, we know these programs have been around for quite a long time, right?
Yeah, Morgan, we're coming up on 3 decades, programs making lasting impacts on people's lives. But whether or not that continues is going to be up to the Idaho legislature.
I was desperate. I was hopeless.
Jerry Yancey
I was a shell of who I am now.
tried to get sober from drugs and alcohol for 20 years.
That was the only thing I knew. That was my way of fixing any emotion I felt, any hardship in my life.
He was in and out of prison and finally hit rock bottom as he watched his kids grow up without him.
My sister sent me pictures of my boys, and I'm not a crier. I lost it. I broke down. I'm sitting at the kiosk and I'm staring at these beautiful boys that I can't have a relationship with.
Desperate for change, he said yes to Drug Corp, one of several treatment courts offered by the Idaho judicial system. Once someone is accepted into one of the courts, they can avoid prison time and join a program giving them tools and resources to be self-sufficient as long as they follow the rules.
They see past our character defects. They see past our shortcomings. We're not just a druggie. We're not just a number. We're not just a piece of paper behind the scenes.
The state also offers Veterans Court and Mental Health Court.
This is a good investment.
Sarah Omenson, administrative director of Idaho courts, say these programs do what prison can't, helping more than 600 people get back on their feet last year.
They have accountability. They are in front of that judge on a regular basis. They get treatment.
Like Elena Arrieta, who graduated from drug court in 2018.
I went through life, thinking that I was just a bad person.
She says drug court taught her about her disease and how to be a mother and a productive member of society.
It was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life. But it was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Omenson says these treatment programs reduce costs to the state by relieving overcrowding in our prisons and reducing crime.
People who are in these treatment courts, they have less recidivism. They are less likely to commit crimes in the future when they go through these programs.
But lawmakers proposed 5% budget cut for next fiscal year for most state agencies, totaling almost $4 million for Idaho courts, now threatens these programs. Omenson's bosses told her to find savings, starting with programs and services not required by the state constitution.
Unfortunately, where that left us was looking at our treatment courts.
Today, Yancey and Arrieta have been sober for years, and they credit it to drug court.
I know for a fact that I would either be dead, I'd be in a mental hospital, or I would be in jail, period, end of story.
I wish they could see this program and see the miracles that I've seen in the program.
Omenson says there is a short-term fix available. They're asking the legislature to let them tap into dedicated funds, money from liquor taxes and court fees that already exist for this purpose. She says if the legislature gives them permission to spend it, that would buy them about 2 years to keep operating the treatment courts and find a better long-term solution. Of course, lawmakers will be making decisions on all of this in the coming weeks, Morgan, so we'll be watching that very closely.
Yeah, and one of just many agencies that's going to be affected by this. Aspen, really appreciate you bringing us the personal stories behind these cuts.